Well, this one's too easy. No, everyone's going to get it. I don't know. I just think it's... Hey! Hey, you made it! I'm so glad you got here a little bit early. It feels like... Fuck, it feels like ages since I've been here. I've not seen you in forever. What's been going on? That's... You know, we have to... Okay, shit. Listen, everyone's arriving now. But please do just stick around after the end because I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you specifically. And I feel like there's... Well, I have something I want to share with you. Okay. All right. Well, we're about to start, so go and take your seat. I'll see you afterwards. Buenos Aires, everybody, and welcome to this, the fourth ever episode of CoronaQuiz with Chris. I am your host, Chris Sutcliffe. That's too kind. And it's been a hell of a week, hasn't it? Well, you're in luck because now's the time to sit back, relax, and just enjoy a quiz. It's easier than the last 2 weeks because apparently a couple of you couldn't handle it. So I've made this one particularly easy. Now, I know that you're raring to know what you're going to be playing for. Well, it's a rollover this week, so we still have this somewhat full bottle of hand wash, but I'm also throwing in this mostly full bottle of Dove beauty cream bars. So your household will be the cleanest in the land. As ever, a few housekeeping rules. Play in teams of either yourself or however many people are sort of sat around you. Please be strict, because I'm asking you to mark your own, and you're only going to cheat yourself. You're only cheating yourself and also everybody else, so don't do that. So, in addition to those two great prizes, what else are you playing for? Well, take a look at this. Here we are looking at the prize amphora. So there's a super secret prize in there for whoever manages to come first. And there's also a tiebreaker round this time because apparently a lot of you were unhappy that it was just whoever got their scores in first, which is bullshit. 4 rounds, 5 questions apiece. So let's get cracking. The first round is general knowledge. So I hope you've kept up to date with your military history. True or false? In 1963, Albert Heineken created a beer bottle that doubled as a brick for sustainable housing in impoverished countries. Is that true or false? True or false? Please do ask if you need any questions repeated, because I'm not going to do that. We've got 20 questions to get through this time. Question number 2. Which planet's orbit sits between that of Jupiter and Uranus? Which planet's... Fuck, I was going to repeat it. Question 3, true or false? There is a Spanish baby jumping festival known as El Calacho, in which men dressed in red and yellow jump over babies which have been placed on mattresses in the street in order to cleanse them of original sin, and which the Pope has basically said, stop doing that, because men in red and yellow pajamas jumping over babies is no way to cleanse them of original sin. They need some other form of magic to do that. Sut 14... True or false? That's question 3. Question number 1. True or false? In 1963, Albert Heineken created a beer bottle that doubled as a brick for sustainable housing in impoverished countries. Is that true or is that false? Is that true or is that false? True or false? Question number 4. In which year was the Victoria Cross established? Now, was that A, 1956? Was that B? Was that A, 1856? Was that B, 1866? Or was that C, 1876? Which year was the Victoria Cross established? Question number 2. Which planet's orbit sits between that of Jupiter and Uranus? You're abusing it. You're abusing it. You ruin it for everybody else. And question number 5. If you have been online or if you have existed in the real world for the last couple of weeks, you'll have noticed that everyone is talking about this show, Tiger King. Now, I've gone to Netflix and I've got an exclusive clip from the second series of Tiger King. So take a look. The question is about, well, the question will follow.
Give me back the ring, Vulcan. Finally, the Tower of Electric is mine.
No, Uncle. I failed you.
There may yet be time, young Golden. Believe in yourself and the heart of the tiger.
As Balthar is my witness, I will once again be the Tiger King.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Tiger King. I don't know what it's about. I assume it's something like that. It's like Game of Thrones, but with tigers. So, I mean, that's what you're going to get. So the question is, to the nearest 1,000, how many tigers are left in the wild? To the nearest 1,000, how many tigers are left in the wild? You know what? Fuck it. I am going to do the questions again. Question number 1, true or false? In 1963, Albert Heineken created a beer bottle that doubled as a brick for sustainable housing in impoverished countries. True or false? Question number 2, which planet's orbit sits between that of Jupiter and Uranus? Question number 3, true or false? There is a Spanish baby jumping festival called El Calacho, which the Pope has basically said, stop doing. It's weird. And that's coming from the Pope. Question number 4, in which year was the Victoria Cross established? Is that A, 1856, B, 1866, or C, 1876? And question number 5, to the nearest 1,000, how many tigers are left in the wild? Now that's worldwide, so how many tigers are left in the wild? Moving on to round number 2, which is sport. With what would you most associate the name Brian Lara? With what would you most associate the name Brian Lara? This is a sports question. Question number 2. With which sport would you associate the terms Mohawk turn, Salchow jump, and bestie squat? With which sport would you associate the terms Mohawk turn, Salchow jump, and bestie squat? Question number 3. This is a sports question. Which science fiction television show featured the mixed martial arts ring sport in which 7 of 9 was forced to participate against The Rock, called Sunkatsu? That's a sports question. I'm doing this for you. What is the name of the mixed... Which sci-fi TV show featured the mixed martial arts ring sport in which 7 of 9 was forced to participate against The Rock? Question number 4. How many Olympic heptathlon medals of any metal, so of any rank, bronze, silver, gold, does Dame Jessica Ennis-Hill hold? How many Olympic heptathlon medals of any metal does Dame Jessica Ennis hold? And the 5th question for the sports round is, well, we all remember Jonathan Agnew's hilarious sporting gaffe when he's talking about getting your leg over in cricket. But there are many more famous commentary gaffes. So watch this clip, which I've got from a BBC TV show called My Sporting World, and the question will follow.
Little bit of chanting there from the Brazil fans, but this game has yet to really come to life.
Well, you're not wrong. I think when we heard that Pepe Vargas would be making his international debut tonight, we all expected, well, something from the young number 9.
And you only have to look at his recent performances for Santos to see why. He has a way of driving up the field into spots where his opposite number would never expect to find him.
He finds holes that you'd never know were there from looking.
Well, he plays the length of the pitch, so it's expected he's always...
Length is the name of the game, and this man has it in spades.
But he's not afraid to go deep, is he?
Oh, no. I remember watching him taking a running start and going deep into Vitoria's half. It was a sight to behold. It was beautiful but ruthless play, and it was a long time before they could get him out again.
Powerful.
Powerful is the word, or vascular.
Unfortunately, none of that here tonight. I think we're all hoping to see his bravery on display.
Well, I have a suspicion we'll all be intimately familiar with his guts by the end of the season.
Little tap from him there. He's got an unorthodox way of almost spinning on the spot, doesn't he, Peter?
Well, it's unorthodox, but it gets results. I suspect they'll all be doing it by the end of the year. Oh, no. Apologies.
You can't say that.
Apologies there.
You can't say doing it.
Unexpected euphemism. Slipped out. Of course, when I said doing it, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We can't. Porrick, stop. When I said...
Oh, Peter, why did you...
When I said doing it... Unexpected. That goes on for another 2 minutes because I went way overboard recording it. All right, so those... oh, wait, I didn't even do the fucking question. So, we all remember Jonathan Agnew's famous gaffe, but where does the term hat-trick come from? In retrospect, it's less to do with the clip than I thought. Where does the term hat-trick come from? What's the origin of the term hat-trick? Let's go through those sports questions again. So, with what would you most associate the name Brian Lara? With what would you most associate the name Brian Lara? With which sport would you associate the terms Mohawk turn, Salchow jump, and bestie squat? Which science fiction television series featured a mixed martial art ring sport in which 7 of 9 was forced to participate against The Rock? The sport was called Tonkatsu. Tonkatsu. It's a sports question for you. How many Olympic heptathlon medals of any metal does Dame Jessica Ennis, Princess of Our Hearts, hold? How many Olympic heptathlon medals of any metal does Dame Jessica Ennis hold? So in addition to my heart, how many medals, heptathlon medals, does she hold? And question number 5, where does the term hat-trick come from? What I'm going to do is I'm going to play that clip again from Tiger King while you answer your questions, and then we'll go through the scores for the first 2 rounds. The answers for the first 2 rounds. Mark your own, be strict. And don't forget, you can leave a comment below or by texting me or messaging me on Twitter. I am at Chris M. Sutcliffe. And you might have a chance of getting them read out. Well, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay, here's that clip from Tiger King again, and then we'll get down to it. That's not a euphemism.
Give me back the ring, Vorken.
Finally, the Tower of Electric is mine.
No, Uncle. I failed you.
There may yet be time, young Golden. Believe in yourself and the heart of the tiger.
Balthar is my witness.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen Tiger King. Don't know what it's about. Presumably it is that, though. So let's go through those answers now. Sub 14. Yeah, Olympic medals. Olympic heptathlon medals. So the answers to round 1, general knowledge. True or false, in 1963, Albert Heineken created a beer bottle that also doubled as a brick for sustainable housing in impoverished countries? That's true. That's true. It's amazing. Look it up. I think they built 2. So maybe it wasn't the best idea, but yeah, it was a nice idea. And ultimately, isn't that what counts? No. Question number 2. Which planet's orbit sits between that of Jupiter and Uranus? That's Saturn. They call him the Big Ringy. Question number 3. True or false, there is a Spanish baby jumping festival called El Calacho, in which men in red and yellow jump over babies on the street. That's true. Unbelievably, that's true. Question number 4. In which year was the Victoria Crown established? That's 1856. So that's A, 1856. Question number 5. To the nearest 1,000, how many tigers are left in the wild? Only 4,000. Only 4,000. Not blaming anybody, but... Round 2, sport. With what would you most associate the name Brian Lara? The correct answer is Brian Lara 96 on the Sega Mega Drive. Although I will give you cricket at a push. Everyone's banging on about how the quiz was well hard last week, but everyone just got a free point. That's the problem with easy quizzes. Everyone just got a free point. That's the same as nobody getting a point. I hope you're all happy. Question number 2 in the sport round. With which sport would you associate the terms mohawk turn, salchow jump, and bestie squat? That is figure skating. The sci-fi TV show was Star Trek Voyager. You should know that. It's a sports question. You should know that. Question number 4. How many Olympic heptathlon medals of any metal does Jessica Ennis hold? Now that's 2. She won 1 silver and then she won the gold. And she won all our hearts in the process. And we all remember Aga's gaffe about... Wait, that's nothing even... Okay. The term hat-trick comes from cricket. It was when 3 wickets were taken in 3 consecutive bowls, rewarded with the presentation of a hat. Phil, the answer to question number 2? Saturn. Saturn. The Big Ringy. Okay, so tot up your scores. Remember, at the end, either put them in the chat or send them through directly to me, either on phone or on Twitter, at Chris M. Sutcliffe. Jesus Christ, all right. Question number 7. With which sport would you associate the terms mohawk, turn, salchow jump, and bestie squat? That's figure skating. So question number 7, figure skating. And question number 8, Star Trek Voyager. Star Trek Voyager, the 3rd worst Star Trek series. Okay, sports question there for you. Moving on now. So we're into our Connecto round, our legally distinct Connecto round. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask 5 questions. And what I want you to do is find what connects the answers together. So find what connects these answers together. All right, so if you do, you'll get double the points for this round. So if you only get 4 answers right, but you find the link, you'll get 8 points. If you get 3 right and find the link, you'll get 6 points. But if you get all 5 right and find the link, you'll get 10 points. 10 whole points. Okay, so here we go with our Connecto round. With our Connecto round. Here we go. Question number 11. What is the name of the British Red Fox puppet, best known for his catchphrase, "Bum Bum"? What is the name of the British Red Fox puppet, best known for his catchphrase, "A Bum Bum"? Question number 12. What is the official language of Argentina? What is the official language of Argentina? And remember, we're looking for the link between all these answers. Looking for the link between all these answers. Question number 13. Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? In art, I guess. Question number 4. In geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces with 3 meeting at each vertex? So in geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces with 3 meeting at each vertex? What's the answer to that? And question number 5. Which P is a generally T-shaped tool used for prying and mining? Which P is a generally T-shaped tool, hand tool, used for prying and mining? Let's do those again very quickly. And remember, you're trying to find the link between them as well. This is our connector round. So question number 11. What is the name of the British Red Fox puppet, best known for his catchphrase, a boom boom? Or just boom boom, actually, I'm editorializing. Question number 12. What is the official language of Argentina? What's the official language of Argentina? Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? Sorry, I got a text. In geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces with 3 meeting on each vertex? And question number 15. Which P is a generally T-shaped hand tool used for prying and mining? Okay, so we're going to move on to the next round before we then go back and do those answers. All right? So round number 4 is music and entertainment. It's the remix to Ignition, hot and fresh out the kitchen. I'm a rolling that body, got every what in here wishing. So, mama rolling that body, got every what here in here wishing. That's the first question for round number 4. Question number 2 for the music round, music and entertainment round. The 1st of January 1990, which song was top of the UK charts? So on January the 1st, 1990, which song was top of the UK charts? Or rather, I got it. Question number 3 in this round. Which Scottish actress voices Merida in Brave? Apparently we don't do Ignition anymore. Which Scottish actress voices Merida in Brave? The Disney movie Brave. Hunter. Oh, that's appropriate for Brave. Huh? All right. Okay, so here's a... All right, I'm going to play a clip now from an ITV show. It's you'll recognize it probably. It's called This Farting with Beers Porgan and Paulina Needs. So watch this clip of This Farting and the question will follow.
Hello and welcome to This Farting. I'm Paulina Needs.
I'm sorry, we're not doing it. This was a lot of work, but it's not worth it. You already know the joke. Like he sits there, he farts, at the end he shits himself for attention. She eventually throws up, but she's complicit in it. We fate her as this hero for standing up to him, but she's taking the money. She's appearing on the show. She's directing our attention to him. This is exactly what they want. And, we're feeding it. I spent ages making this skit about it, and you're watching it. You recognise who these personalities are. So after all of that, I just think, like, let's just pretend it never happened, all right? Let's move on and let's just be better. We can be better. They thrive on our attention. Let's not give it to them. I'm sorry.
So the question is, in which year did commercial television begin in the UK? I'm sure my grandma is loving this. In which year did commercial television begin in the UK? That was perfect. That was like a searing indictment of ITV. And it's like, so we went highbrow as well with that kind of the satire of it, but also we had the farts. So it's like we got the thick of it audience, but we also got the Mrs. Brown's Boys audience as well. So there's something in there for everybody. I will be accepting my BAFTA in person this year. So in which year did commercial television in the UK begin? And question number 5, the final question of the quiz. Kane Hodder is best known for portraying the villain in which film franchise? Kane Hodder is best known for portraying the villain in which film franchise? All right, I'll give you 2 minutes to think about that, and then we'll go back and we'll do the answers. Or rather, fuck it, let's just go back and we'll do the Connecto round again, and then we'll do that. All right, so Connecto. What is the name of the British Red Fox puppet best known for his catchphrase "Bum Bum"? What is the official language of Argentina? Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? In geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces with 3 meeting at each vertex called? And the final question for the Connecto round, legally distinct Connecto round. Which P is a generally T-shaped head tool used for prying and mining? So remember, for those 5 questions, trying to find the link between them, because you can double your points. You can double your points there. Moving on now to round 4, music and entertainment. It's the remix to Ignition. It's hot and fresh out the kitchen. Mama's rolling that body. Got every what in here wishing. Got every what in here wishing. The 1st of January 1990, what was top of the UK music charts? So singles charts, not album charts. Not album charts. I know that's on me, but I don't want it to be my fault, so it's on your fault for misunderstanding. Singles charts. Which Scottish actress voices Merida in Brave? And when did commercial television in the UK begin? And the final question, Kane Hodder is best known for portraying the villain in which film franchise? Remember, if you have any queries, you can drop me a text. You can get in contact with me on at Chris M. Sutcliffe if you're watching on Twitter. My DMs are open. That was a shit wink. There you go. And we do have a tiebreaker as well. So what's going to happen is I'm going to go through the questions to the second set of answers now. Question 17 again. Fuck. I wish I'd not mislabeled this. Question 17 is, on the 1st of January 1990, which single was top of the UK singles chart? Okay, so hopefully, you know what? Let's play that clip from ITV again. You know what? It shouldn't have been this farting. It should have been Good Farting Britain. I realised after I'd finished it. So let's watch that clip again from Good Farting Britain, and then we'll go through the answers.
Hello and welcome to This Armstrong. I'm Paulina Needs.
Like, no, I'm sorry, we're not doing it. This was a lot of work, but it's not worth it. You already know the joke. Like, he sits there, he farts, at the end he shits himself for attention, she eventually throws up, but she's complicit in it. We fate her as this hero for standing up to him, but she's taking the money, she's appearing on the show, she's directing our attention to him. This is exactly what they want. And, You know, we're feeding it. I spent ages making this skit about it, and you're watching it. You recognise who these personalities are. So I just, after all that, I just think, like, let's just pretend it never happened. All right, let's move on and let's just be better. We can be better. They thrive on our attention. Let's not give it to them. I'm sorry.
Okay, and we're back. Just a quick reminder of what you're playing for. What's in the prize amphora? Huh? What's in the prize amphora? All right, here we go. Here's the answers to the Connecto round. What is the name of the British Red Fox puppet best known for his catchphrase "Boom Boom"? That is Basil Brush. That's Basil. That's Basil Brush. What is the official language of Argentina? That's Spanish. Which colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? That's blue. That's blue. In geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by 6 square faces with 3 meeting at each vertex? That's a cube. That's a cube. And the final question, which P is a generally T-shaped hand tool used for prying and mining? That is a pick. So we're looking for the connection between brush, Spanish, blue, cube, and pick. If you get it right, you can double your points. And the answer, obviously, I'm sure most of you got it, is dogs. The answer is dogs. So, Red Fox puppet. Foxes are canines, but it's also Basil Brush. You can brush a dog. You brush a dog. What is the official language of Argentina? Spanish. That comes from Spain. Spain is probably best known for its dog breeds, like the Andalusian Hound. What colour cloak is the Virgin Mary traditionally dressed in? That's blue. Blue from Blue's Clues was a dog. In geometry, what is a three-dimensional solid object bounded by blah, 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 blah? That's a cube. If you squash a cube, you get a ball. You throw balls for dogs. Pretty self-explanatory. And which P is generally T-shaped, blah, 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 blah. That is a... which P is a generally T-shaped hand tool. That's a pick. That's not important. What was I doing? I was pausing when I was asking the question. So that was pausing. So brush, Spanish, blue, ball, pause. So the answer is dogs for that, obviously. Question number 4, music and entertainment. Mama got every man in here wishing. Got every man here in wishing. Certainly was. The 1st of January 1990, what song was top of the UK charts? That was Do They Know It's Christmas Time by Band Aid 2. It was Band Aid 2. Cats. Which Scottish actress voices Merida in Brave? That's Kelly MacDonald. Commercial television launched in the UK in September 1955. That's 1955. And Kane Hodder is best known for portraying the villain in the Friday the 13th franchise. So let's do those one more time. Basil Brush, Spanish, blue, cube, pick, dogs. I won't be accepting any of the answers for that one. It was clearly dogs. And man in here wishing. That was Band-Aid 2 with Do They Know It's Christmas Time, Kelly MacDonald, 1955, and Friday the 13th. So while I play the clip from My Sporting World one more time, please do either put your answers in the Twitch chat, send them to me on here, or send them to me on Twitter at Chris M. Sutcliffe. So here we go. We're going to watch that one more time, and then we'll get through to the tiebreaker.
Little bit of chanting there from the Brazil fans, but this game has yet to really come to life.
Well, you're not wrong. I think when we heard that Pepe Vargas would be making his international debut tonight, we all expected, well, something from the young number 9. And you only have to look at his recent performances for Santos to see why. He has a way of driving up the field into spots where his opposite number would never expect to find him. He finds holes that you'd never know were there from looking.
Well, he plays the length of the pitch, so it's expected he's always...
Length is the name of the game, and this man has it in spades.
But he's not afraid to go deep, is he?
Oh, no. I remember watching him taking a running start and going deep into Vittoria's half. It was a sight to behold. It was beautiful but ruthless play, and it was a long time before they could get him out again.
Powerful.
Powerful is the word, or vascular.
Unfortunately, none of that here tonight. I think we're all hoping to see his bravery on display.
Well, I have a suspicion we'll all be intimately familiar with his guts by the end of the season.
Little tap from him there. He's got an unorthodox way of almost spinning on the spot, doesn't he, Peter?
Well, it's unorthodox, but it gets results. I suspect they'll all be doing it by the end of the year. Oh, no. Apologies.
You can't say that.
Apologies there.
You can't say doing it.
Unexpected euphemism. Slipped out. Of course, when I said doing it, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, that has been really actually very heartening to see how many people did better than the last 2 times. Now, that's because I made it much easier for you. Don't expect this to be a regular thing. It's not a real challenge unless you're pushing yourself, okay? And I think you know that. I think you should be ashamed of yourself. Okay, so here we go. We're going to take a look now. Shabizi with 6, not bad. Janice only got 8, but it's the second part that counts. It's not. It's the winning. Simon, that's 9. Close with the dog's link, but you just didn't get it. Sutty, 1902. Fucking hell, that's all. 11, not too bad. Also 11 for Rahul. Sut 14 with 13. With Ellie got 13.5. I'm acknowledging your achievement. Congratulations. 13.5 also. Freddie got 10. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. 13.5 out of 20 also for Noel's House. 11 out of 20 for last week's winners, the Palgrave Elliots. Palgrave Elliots there. But it looks like, unless he's lying, which is very possible, very, very possible, it looks like it's my dad. All right, so... Oh, and Kate got 7 as well. Kate got 7. That's good work. So, Dad, I want you to let me know in the chat. I mean, Mark, whoever you are, Mark, I want you to let me know in the chat if you want to take these incredible prizes, a somewhat full bottle of hand sanitizer and most of a thing of Dove, or do you want to gamble? Do you want to gamble and see what's in the prize amphora? What do you think? Do you want to know what's in the prize amphora? We can find out. We can find out right now if you want. We can be a coward. Oh! So what are you going to do? I want you to let me know if you're going to gamble or if you're just going to sit back on your laurels and your body wash. Well, soap, I guess, but it's body wash. And just rest. What do you want to do? Fuck off. Fuck off. Just say, and I will be... Oh! A lot of people think you should gamble. Although we do have a stick. I think somebody knows that it would be a pain in the arse for me to mail these. Yep, that's fair. A lot of gamble, though. What are you going to do? We need to know within sort of the next... Yeah! All right. He's going to gamble, everybody. Now, let's just watch. Let's just watch and see what he's got in there. Now, the thing about this is actually very clever. What I did was I don't even know what's in there because I exported this with a sort of... Everything was garbled. I don't actually know what is in the prize. I know that there's a couple of things in there. One of them is a kick in the balls. One of them is also last week's prize. So we have a couple of things as well. But I don't know what is going to appear out of the prize amphora. So it's as much a surprise for me as it is for you. All right, so let's give it a go. Fucking hell! Alright, I'm excited. Fuck off. That's ridiculous. That's insane. Thank you so much for that. What I'll do is I'll get my bank details across to you very quickly, and you can just pop that back to me. But that's so generous. Thank you for gambling. That's amazing. Oh, finally, this quiz is paying for itself. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for taking part in this latest episode of CoronaQuiz with Chris. It's run a little bit long, so I'll let you get back to it, but there's I'm sure there's a certain special someone among you who'll be wanting to stick around, maybe. So I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for playing. Asked you to stick around at the end. Said I had something to share with you. And then I looked down in the audience, and you're not laughing. You're not laughing. How do you think that makes me feel? Waited for weeks for you to turn up, and you just sit there with a face like a slapped arse and don't laugh. Well, I think it's pathetic, frankly. I think it's best if you leave.